Gaming stream number 23. I'm your host, Devious Dave Rose. So, I've been wanting to do this stream since about Tuesday, since that's when it went down. You may have heard, or not, that NASA launched their DART mission, Directed Asteroid... Direct Asteroid... Oh, fuck. I've got to look it up. Sorry, guys. Kind of fucked up there. Shout out to It's Steve Callan, man with two first names, and Gabe Rodriguez in the chat, as well as Getty Lee's Owl Nose. But, yeah, they just basically crashed a probe into what was called Dimorphos, which is a asteroid moon of another asteroid called Didymos. And, yeah, crazy shit. I'll show you the screen right now. This is what's going on in space talk these days. And, well, I want to, as I always do, want to try to emulate it using Kerbal Space Program. So, let me just show this here. There we go. Oops, got a transition as well. There you go. By the way, just want to say, had a great night yesterday with Joe Cronin reviewing AEW. I don't necessarily plan to talk about drama, but then again, it's just so easy. And if you do something well, you know, as they say. But for right now, this is something I've been holding off on. This is something I wanted to do, and obviously things got in the way. But, you know, we're going to be doing a little space playing here. But I will say, hi, Tony, hi. You know, very funny that apparently I didn't get in on one show, but then I was, with my notes, there on Joe's AEW review. Because no one does it better than Dave Rose. Nobody. Also, send me a DM for a link to the Dave Rose super secret server exclusively on Discord. So, yeah, what you're seeing right now is basically the final images of this thing, this probe that's going at about over 4 miles a second. And the last image is actually, I'll show you this. I tweeted it. Where is it? Be sure to check out my tweets. You know, apparently Scott fought in war, Mon. That's Stolen Valor, just to remind you. Tony lost, obviously. Very cool conjunction here. Jupiter. Just love my cake. We all know that. Okay, so here we go. So the DART images was 100 meters across. So it says, for us Americans, I put it in a football field so all of you can see how big these boulders are. And this is nuts. This is nuts. So this is one of the final photos that this thing got before it slammed into the surface. And basically, if you just superimpose that onto, you know, a football field, this is how big these motherfuckers... Like, this is the size of a fucking house. This, you know, this one right here. Like, these things are huge. And, you know, certainly this asteroid is not small. But it's amazing also because you'll see, and I think I tweeted this out as well. Yeah, here we go. This is some of it. Okay, so this is one of the things that was seen when this probe hit, the explosion that it caused. The ejecta, as it's referred to. Where's that other one? There we go. Okay, this was good. Okay, so it's being followed by the Atlas observations, I should say, and this is when it gets impacted. Now it's actually created a tail from all this ejecta. There you go, boom. It's created a tail very similar to an asteroid or a comet. Actually, more so a comet. But this trail is because it's still electrostatically connected and there's still gravity on this, you know, system, that it's trailing it now just like a comet would. So very cool shit that's going on. Let's see here. So what we're going to do is I've got to fire up the game. I didn't do that actually earlier, but that's my fault there, obviously. And we're going to build, at least attempt to build something that we can crash into an asteroid. So, been a while. I mean, I do love this game, but the problem is that I said this to somebody else the other day who was interested in playing. I was like, the problem is you'll end up spending more time designing, your vehicle than you will, flying it. So let me see if I can get this here going. Where's my Kerbals? Kerbals, there it is. Transition there. Boom, we're good. Oh, so Getty Lee says you put into a football field. Nikki J would be proud. Well, I've got to use American units. You guys aren't going to understand, any metric units or anything, despite the fact that the entire world uses that. But yeah, it's just something that certainly wanted to try to emulate, and it's just a cool feature that you actually have this ability to, because this whole thing this game, started a while ago, and NASA actually got involved with them, and they're like, yeah, make an update that includes what's called a asteroid redirection mission, and and I'm going to try to do this as well. They made basically clamps that you can use to get a ship to clamp onto an asteroid, and then, if you've got enough fuel, redirect it and then put it in orbit around, say, Earth. Well, the Earth equivalent, Kerbal, or the Mun, which is the Moon equivalent. So, yeah, some crazy fucking shit. So, I want to do both today because there's a mission that came out. Actually, there's been several missions that have gone to asteroids. One was the Kaguya mission, Japanese mission. It landed, took a quick sample, and then it, sort of like took off. And the video from that's nuts. There's the Deep Impact mission, which again purposely slammed something into an asteroid, and a lot of journalists, if you want to call them that these days, are saying that this new DART mission is the first one to do an impact, which is obviously not the case. Deep Impact mission was the first. So we're going to go right back to our, I think it's testing range. I got to remember the one that, I think it's New Frontier, because that's okay, we already have what's called a lift vehicle, a rocket that's already engineered very well, that has enough power to basically do whatever we want. And that specifically is to get us out to deep space. So hold on, I gotta go back. I want to show you guys. So if we go to the tracking station here, we're going to see if we zoom out. Where is it? There's actually one specifically. Where is it? Toggle space objects. Well, that's one of those things. So if we go out, there we go. So what we see here is a collection of all different asteroids, and we're going to have to actually focus on one and track it to see, okay, how far away will we be? 5 million kilometers if we try to intercept it without sort of doing too much. That would take about a year's worth of time. There's Danny flying in space. Maybe he can intercept it. This object here. Whoops. Oh, hold on. We have another one trailing us, actually. What is this? Track this. It's usually supposed to identify this. Where's orbiting the sun. Yeah, that's a very far distance. 13 billion kilometers. Let's see. See, this is what we've got to do, is we've got to actually figure out which one we can actually intercept as best as possible. Kerbal encounter, departure there. Periapsis is about 14 million kilometers. Well, you might be able to do something with that. But what we also want to do is consider the fact that, and this is just part of astrodynamics, but okay, so we have this. This is obviously us. This is the planet. Hold on. There you go. So that's our planet, right? Now, this orbit, anything closer to the sun goes faster. That's just centripetal force for all those that don't believe in a globe. But yeah, so anything closer to the sun is moving quicker. So for example, we have this object above us, well, in this direction. There's no up or down in space. We're going to fly past it because we're going faster than it is. This object here, we have the ability to catch up. But we also have to figure out, okay, at what point do we catch up? What's our distance? Our distance, when we click on that, we see is about 5 million kilometers. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad at all. We may just want to do that one. So, AST PSP 664 sounds like a unreleased version of a PlayStation Portable. Those things were great. I had mine modded to the fucking hilt. It's fucking beautiful. Also, just side note, Family Guy game on the PSP was probably one of the best games I ever played. So now, so I guess we're gonna go with that one. That's, I think, that our best. It's also on a nice level field. It's not like this one up here. Its orbit's off. To intercept this, we got to think again about the amount of fuel we're going to be spending. So now that we seem to have identified our target here, again, 664, PSP 664. So, whoops. Let's go now to our rocket facility and create whatever the fuck it is that we're going to use to intercept this motherfucker. And our primary goal is to intercept it and crash right into it. But potentially have a lander. But instead of DART, because I know a lot of you are very immature and you love all your fucking jokes and such, you damn children. So we're going to call this the fart mission. Let me think here. I got to be colloquial with me terms. First asteroid research technology. There we go. That's good enough. That works. First asteroid research technology mission. Alright, so now we have to pick the probe. This is the one that's going to be slamming into the mother. So this one's usually fairly good. Got a lot of electric charge. It's hefty and big. But it does resemble a lot the probe that's currently being used. So we'll go with you. Shout out to the 10 people watching. I didn't believe that anyone would watch my space capades, if we're going to call it that. And again, if anyone wants to call in and play space, play space. You can be Mission Control, and I'll be Major Tom. So, we're also going to have to, because this is going to have to be directed to it and firing towards it, we're going to have to obviously add some fuel, potentially a gyroscope to keep it under control as it, because we wanted to hit it, obviously. And the speeds that we're planning to go on, as you saw with the DART mission, it's going to be a little difficult unless you're really spot on. So, and also we've got our, I guess I'll pull it out now, but our sub-assembly, that's the, where is that? There we go. The Fedora 101, I believe. No, it's the KLK Block 2. This is our rocket that's fucking badass, that has the power to get beyond the moon, or the mun in this game, and is extremely overpowered. But yeah, it'll do whatever the fuck we want it to do. It's our whore. So now what we're going to do is, this is also going to require some solar panels, despite it having 1,000 charge. You should see this, the actual DART probe had huge fucking solar panels. I think we might actually do something like that, just try to fucking emulate it. So electrical, and yeah, these motherfuckers get big. So I think we'll do something like that. Whoops. There we go. I'll show you what it looks like when it's. It looks similar. It looks similar, but yeah, this thing was fucking massive. Well, the thing that impacted, obviously. Now we're going to want probably some sort of, I don't know if we want an additional power supply, because we still want, actually, the engines for this, if we're going to try to be accurate, which I'm going to try to be, is we're going to need ion engines, essentially. Where's that engine here? Engines. But they used a combination. But so this is the electric. So obviously we want electric so that it can, and this has already electric, but we need to sustain sufficient amount of energies to keep this this engine going. But if we're going to try to emulate this as best as possible, this is the type of engine that we're going to have to use. So we're going to have to try to choose some sort of potentially additional fuel cell here to allow us to complete that. So xenon, though, I'm not sure if we will go with that, because it could be problematic. There's our xenon container, which allows for, obviously, xenon engines to work and such. I'm just wondering. We have a selection of different engines, though. The chemical fuel engines aren't efficient, so we certainly want to avoid that. Hopefully, these are the UFO engines that don't use any gravity. We're not going to use those. We're going to try to be a little more realistic. So. And again, like I said to that person the other day, is that, sometimes it's you spend more time actually making your making your ship and making your vehicles than you do flying. Especially when shit can go to, craziness and blow up and all that. But okay, so this one's got 720. This one's got 5700. Actually, that one, I think we're gonna go with that one. It's not too shabby. Will we go with a smaller one? No, because we could always add these additional ones here. Actually, maybe I will do that. Let's see. This will provide enough energy for us to do whatever the fuck we want, really. Alright, so there we go. That's certainly a little beefed up, but we're going to save it nonetheless. Save. There we go. That's right, it's Kerbal time. Peanut butter Kerbal time. And we're going to need some, because, okay, bottom line is that we need what's called RCS. And it's what allows for craft to move in space with simple hypergolic fuel. So it's like the little spurt that you see, which pushes in one direction and another. And, well, there's a few things that we're going to have to actually do here, because I'm going overboard because I can afford it, because I'm playing Sandbox Edition, and obviously I can. But, okay, so fuel cells. No, it's too big. I think it's this one, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is our RCS fuel. There's our actual engine. This is not bad because then it allows us to utilize this area to direct our using, where's our RCS here? Where is it? Command control, there we go. So there's our thrusters that we can attach onto here. Now, granted, it's not going to hurt the craft, but I don't like this because look at this. Like, if this was actually to fire off, it would, you know, hit the, it would hit the solar panel and such. I believe this is the way it's, yeah, this is the way it's usually oriented. Fuslove in the chat says, also, sorry, after yesterday, need a boating simulator game for rescues in Florida. Don't get me tempted, because there are. And there's a game I am planning on playing. I've just been holding off, quite honestly, because I got to get back into it first. You know, fishing simulator. That's a fun game to me. It's, you know, it's to each their own. Some people like it, some people don't. But yeah, I mean, eventually I'll go into that. But right now I want science. I want to science the shit out of this motherfucker. So, rather, I'm not too sure how I'm going to do this. Because, again, this is the problem. It's like, do I want to make it realistic, or do I just want to fucking get this thing off the ground and just fucking do it? And it's a little bit of both, because I do want to fucking get this going, but I don't like having this here, because it would just blow the Xenon tank right off. And there's also, you know, singular direction RCS ports. Linear, as they call them. Singular, linear, whatever. Actually, you know what? That's what I'll do. I'll just choose those. They won't hurt my nerdism. And, you know, again, because we're not really going to need to even slow down. All we need to do is direct our orientation, and this should be sufficient for that, as well as for the fact that since it does have some torque. But we will be going with probably a reaction wheel here. Whoops, too small. Which, again, allows us to orient ourselves in the direction because of, essentially, it's, again, centripetal force through its reaction wheel that allows it actually, depending on its spin, its speed, and so forth, to keep the craft oriented in a certain direction. It's a simple thing of science that if you ever paid attention, grade 5, you probably would have known that. Also called 5th grade there in America, you Yankees. So I think we're going to do that because we definitely want the head of the probe to be able to do, I guess, to be able to orient, because you got some fat weight. Again, if we go here, center of mass, okay, you see the center of mass is very low. So we want to be able to swivel. Actually, we'd like if we can move that higher up, but that's where our center of mass is. Center of thrust right down there, so it's going to be a little bit unwieldy, which is not a bad reason to have those thrusters there. And, well, we don't really care about aerodynamic overlay because we're not going to go in the atmosphere. So, let's see. See, we can actually change this. So if we were to go like that, go like that, go like that, this hasn't really changed too much. Thrust hasn't changed at all, really. But the center of gravity has. So if we were to go to that, see what happens here. This is a lot more centered. You see that? See that? A lot more centered, but this will make the head very unwieldy, and we want to keep the direction going as best as possible. So I will have to, as an executive order, deny that decision. This isn't bad. This isn't bad, but I still want it's still the center of mass should be raised a little bit more, which is why I think that the reaction wheel does need to go on top. Whoops. And this would probably be best. It's the best that I think. You've got this a little too low, but we're not going to be. I need direction though. I need direction from the craft. Yeah, I think we're going to have to, unfortunately, put the reaction wheel above that. Yeah, that's unfortunately what we're going to have. Well, I don't know about unfortunately. That's just what we're going to have to do. So, okay, we have our probe here. It's going to impact. We're not going to do a lander. We're just going to slam into the fucker. And it should be good to see things explode. Will I put anything on the front? Could put on like a massive camera. Nah. We're not going to do shit. We're going to send this motherfucker into space, and we're going to crash into some shit. At least we're going to try. So, the next step is, since we have our rocket right there, this thing should be able to get us to wherever we need to go. We're going to have to connect it to this thing. Oops, almost. There we go. But we still have to put a shroud over this thing. So, just move this. Oops. Why is it not moving? It's supposed to move. Okay. Well, whatever. Alright, so I'm going to go with a coupler. Nice large one. Oh, sorry, no, not a coupler. The payload? Yeah, there we go. Put that under here. Actually, hold on. No. This is the ejector. Put that down there. Put that there. Alright, so let's check our staging. Let's save it first. Shout out to Latino Heat in the chat. Hola, senor. So, alright, so our staging here, we got, what's this? What's this? Actually, first, what's this? That's up there. And then this. No, we want this earlier. And that fires off. Fairings, right? Ejection. Fairings, I guess. No, that's the fairings. That's the ejection. That's the rocket. That's, I guess, the fairing, yeah. Ejection. Rocket. Okay, we seem to be good. So fart mission, we're going to call it fart mission, and we're going to launch it. Latino says, hey Dave, did you like that long lost Tony music video that I sent you your way? It was very gross and disgusting. No wonder he never made it to #1. So, we're going to launch first, get into orbit, then direct ourselves to the target that we've identified as probably being the best match. I think it was this one here. Or was it? No, I think it was this one. Well, we'll look at it in a bit. You can just go back to the tracking center in a bit. Okay, so as always, let's set ourselves up at about 66%. Activate our SAS here, our computer system, to ensure that we stay on a proper trajectory. And let's launch. May have to change the way that this is oriented just so that it can launch in a much more efficient. Actually, yeah, fuck it. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go right back to the vehicle assembly building. What are we going to do? Oh, yeah. First of all, staging. These engines need to be going off at the same time as our solid rocket boosters. Save that. Now we have to go to our probe here. That's right. And rotate. Yeah, there we go. So now, because this is basically our back, all we got to do is pull up, if you want to explain it simply. And it should be a lot easier to not expend so much fuel. Latino Heat says, wonder if Mello got hit by the storm. Apparently, he's safe and sound, unfortunately. All right, so ready to launch again. Throttle up to about 60%, 66. Initiate our engine burn and release the clamps. Now, hopefully I oriented properly so that when I pull back or up, it actually goes in the right direction. Let's see. Nope. Then we're doing it again. Fuck it. I don't give a fuck, senor. So we're going to have to rotate this once more. Save. And now launch. Latina Heat says, so the Indian storm / rain dance you did failed. Oh, I didn't do no fucking Indian rain dance. You know, I just like with what hit Nova Scotia, I just thought God might, do us a solid. But all right, so back up to 66%. Engage engines and release our clamp here. So, we have our rocket, our Fart Mission 1 rocket, trying to intercept the nearest asteroid. I gotta say one thing though. Yes, your incessant messaging of me may just make me do a drama stream tonight. So please, well, if you continue, then I guess you know what you're getting. But whatever. Just like I'm trying to run a fucking game here, please. Can I play a game, please? All right, so let's check our altitude. Okay, so what we want to do at this point here, we're at 8 kilometers. Now we're going to actually about 10. We're going to try to rotate here, and we don't have much. Oh, fuck, I might have gone a little too much. Nope. Fuck. Yeah, it's an unwieldy beast, I'll tell you that. And it's fucking not easy when it comes to navigating in the dark. Yeah, I should have attached fuck. Start to not kill myself while doing this, but controlled surfaces like wings and shit. Like, oh, no wonder we're also getting dragged. Jeez, forgot to eject those motherfuckers. Look at this shit. Yeah, it's a powerful rocket, but it's not necessarily the most well engineered. Jeez Louise, come on, what are you doing? I don't want to crash. Okay, so our altitude, 85 kilometers. That should be enough to recover the shit, because this motherfucker's going crazy here. Just all over the place. We're going to have to... I don't even know why SAS is not enabled. What the fuck? Okay, let's see if we can get into prograde, because that's the direction that we want to go in. Essentially, prograde means forward, and the more forward you go at this point, the highest point that you are over the surface, the quicker you can get this orbit to stabilize, and then you actually have the ability to not fall back and crush into the earth. So, Latina Heat says the haters and psychos just can't get enough Dave stuff. Of course they can't. I mean, I do I do the best and greatest stuff. So I just put those together. Grest. I think that's a new word. That'll be the dictionary of Dave. Skuntles, catch the failure. Exactly. Taste the failure. Yeah, well, he keeps losing and I keep winning. You know, Tony certainly had a fucking conniption at the fact that I was on reviewing AEW with Joe yesterday. When, I had time during my busy schedule, because we know Tony doesn't do shit, but during my busy schedule, I actually had the ability to be there in Joe's chat, and decided, okay, I'll just be in the Discord there, because he said he'll take callers, make it easy for him, be in the Discord. And certainly, well, I'll tell you that in a moment. We still have to do a move here very soon. So we're going to fire up our rocket. Rocket! Yeah! And what we're just trying to do is stabilize our orbit here so that we don't crash back into the atmosphere. Our liquid fuel on our rocket. Large fucking rocket. Quite nice. Quite big. Alright, so. Apoapsis, highest point, that's what it means, highest point in Greek, of orbit over a planet. 100 now, 149 kilometers. You translate yourself, Yankees. And our lowest is 85, which is still stable enough that it's not going to really bring us down too much in the atmosphere. But, you know, it's always better to be close to 100 just to be safer. But we have still a lot of fuel, and we certainly want to try to intercept this great threat to us. I believe it was this one. Hold on. View and track. Yeah, that's what we want to do. View and tracking station. We need to share it with the world, says Latino Heat. I think if you do a drama show, it would be nice to premiere Tony's music video. Well, I could. I'm also still waiting on a donation from you, so, you know. But, all right, so let's see. Where is this? The intercept, I believe, is about 5 million. Yeah, this is probably our best bet to get to this one here. So what we're going to do, let's just leave the facility here. It should bring us back. Should bring us back to our game. No, it didn't, because it's a bitch. So we got to go right back to a tracking station, which it should have told us. And we'll go find our. Yeah, that's what we're tracking right now. That's the asteroid we're going with. Can I rename it? I think I can. Once I'm. No, we'll do that later. Fart mission. There we go. Farted up. All right, so how are we going to do this? Yeah, that's going to be our target. Set his target. All right, so and there's our intercept. Kerbal encounter. 73 days. We should be at 5 million kilometers. So we're going to have to speed this up. Actually, hold on. Before we do, what we do, we're going to quick save. Oh, no, that's not. Oh, Jesus Christ, Dave, you fucking moron. That's not what I wanted. Aw, Dave, why are you so stupid? Our last quick save was fucking Tiff and Butterfly on the moon. We're gonna go back to the Space Center. Let's see if maybe we can recover this. Good job there, Dave. Good job. Shout out to It's Bullsy in the chat. Got my stream set up for tomorrow. Excellent. What time? Because, you know, I might do some drama tomorrow. I might do some drama tonight. I think I fucked up my own game because it's no longer there. Okay. Good job there, Dave. Good job. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, tried. I don't know. That's kind of defeating. I was really hoping F9 was supposed to be the quick save, not the fucking. Maybe I got. Well, obviously I got confused, but. Ah. All right. Well, let's go again, I guess. Load. Fart mission. There we go. And Lizzie says, yeah, kind of why I don't like hearing from him. Tired of Skunt at this point. Well, we all are. We all are. But then again, he doesn't stop. And he certainly needs to be spanked and reminded that he doesn't know the law, that he's an idiot, and that regardless of what he tries to do, I'm still here, you're still here, we're all still here, and he can't fucking bully anybody off the internet. So we're gonna try this once more. I'm a little disappointed in my ways. I should have remembered what key. I think it's F5. I'm gonna try this. Is it F5? Yeah, there we go. It's quick save. There we go. F5. F9 is to retrieve the last quick save. But alrighty. So SAS activated, 60% throttle initiated. Tower, do we have go? You do have go. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Launch tower release, and we are go for the fart mission. Fart mission number 1. Going to intercept and destroy, hopefully, a nearby asteroid. So, let's get down to it, buggers. We're going to observe our launch at night. Again, just something we need to do. It's our launch window. It's what we've got. Once we reach altitude of about 10 kilometers, we are going to want to begin a translation towards the horizontal, and as such try to regulate our orbit. So we're about, there we go. Yeah, we want to try to stabilize at about 90. There we go, 90 degrees. Our apoapsis is growing quite large. We want to try to stabilize that at about 100. Watching our solid rocket boosters. Release those. And we're going to try to save our fuel. We actually have more than half fuel again. Quick save. There we go. I learned my lesson. We got Latino Heat says Icy's Cunty is coming in a bag that looks as if mold has been growing on it, and when opened, its faults are like rancid faults. Oh, it smells like rancid faults. So we want to keep our position in prograde, because as soon as we get to that position, we're going to want to circularize our orbit and stabilize ourselves. And we still have, like I said, more than half of our fuel, which will assist us in getting to our nearest asteroid there. Rumor has it Joe might be on later tonight. I don't know. He did say that on his stream earlier this afternoon. You never know, but gotta be honest though. I'm feeling a little spicy, and certainly things must be said. So for all of the 3 viewers that are watching right now, perhaps there shall be. Well, if you're a betting man, you'd probably bet on it, but you know. It'll probably be a drama stream later today. So, but science comes first, and dinner comes second. And that reminds me, haters, still waiting for the pizza delivery. Again, Donair Pizza, please. Again, we finally got it here in Ontario for the big chain, and you know where I live, and you got the money, so just go ahead and just buy me that pizza, dude. A large and, like I said, extra sauce, extra dinner sauce. You can't have just one serving. It has to have double. So let's see here. We're approaching our apoapsis. In fact, this is the good thing about the game is you can actually tell it, okay, well, at this point, I want you to add this maneuver, and I want you to get us into fucking a stable orbit. So, hold on. Do that. Oh, actually, we'll do it a little earlier. Add maneuver. Bam. Okay, so periapsis is a 2. We want that a little bit bigger. No, that's not what we want. That's a little too much. Yeah, it's because our orbit's a little bit eccentric. It's a little too steep. But regardless, is we're right in the position that we need to, and we're going to do it right now to get our orbit stabilized. Alright, so we get a good apoapsis. And there we go. So at about 100 kilometers. Yeah, there we go. 101. Now we have a stable orbit. Okay. And we still have about what looks like a fifth of the fuel in our rocket here. But what we're going to do now is quick save. Again, I remember. Quick save. And we want to get to that asteroid that we've been tracking. So where'd that mother go? I think it's this one. It's ASP 665, I believe. Six is 4. Yeah, that's the one. 5 kilometers, right? Perfect. That's it. So, we got that. Oh. Okay. So, 664. That's that one. We got to go back to our fart mission. There we go. And we're going to target this so that we can move a little bit closer to it. So, I go to map. There it is. PSP64. Target. This is telling us our periapsis to that. So if we go to target, no, hold on, where's target? There we go. Hold on. There we go. Release the fairings. We're going to release these fairings anyways. Yeah, should be good. Yeah. Perfect. And I know it's dark. So we're going to do another quick save. Five kilometers. That's what it's telling us it's gonna be. So this this asteroid is supposed to come out to there. supposed to intersect here. And, well, we're going to have to intercept it. So, let's see how this works. We're going to fast forward time here as much as we can. How long is this? 73 days, it says. So I guess, yeah, I've got to increase my periapsis if I want this to go a little quicker. See, this is the actual, that's the orbit. As soon as it gets close to us, it's going to get to there. So I've got to wait until this, well, until it gets close enough so that I'm going to move this orbit to intercept it. Being lower, in the orbit, I'll be able to catch up to it quick. So if it's coming up here, I'll be able to just launch here and just, well, actually, well, it would be, say, here, and I would launch here so that I'd be able to catch up to it. So it's a few things that need to be done. And yeah, I don't really want to push it either, as in like try to force it to, I don't know, like I don't want to use the cheat codes and shit, is what I'm saying. I want to fucking play it proper and try to do the best I can. And actually do what NASA did, which is to intercept it and, punch the asteroid in the face. But, yeah, if we're going to do this proper, it's going to take a little bit of time. So this fucking thing is going to be coming in from a very weird angle, as you can see. And I'm going to have to change my orientation as well. Because you can see this is on an angle, so I'm going to have to, because right now I'm on the equator, I have to change it so that it actually matches that. But trusty SAS actually allows for the computer to create the transfer modes, essentially, and get it oriented. But certainly not something that is easy, especially when you're trying to conserve fuel and such. So I think we're going to have to extend our... Can we do this? Do we have... No. Oh, it's because I'm on fast forward. That's why. So let's do that. Okay, dude, get it out of the way. Yeah, extend. And extend. if we look at our levels here, we'll see electric charge maintains itself at 100. And we look at still about 86 days for, well, that's what that says, but this intercept point here encounters in 73 days. Actually, that's right, because it's telling us it's the escape date. So yeah, obviously encounter date will be sooner. To be honest, I don't want to rush this either. I really don't want to fucking... Like, I want to get this done right. I really do. I want to get this, you know, not basically just transport this thing using a cheat code to get to, you know, the asteroid. I want to try to direct it as best as possible and wait for it. And I, you know, I could easily cheat, but I don't know. To me, this is a lot of fun. I like to try to do it as accurate as possible. You know, I like to use whatever the game has available to me. And, you know, the game's not perfect, obviously. None are. But certainly is something that I find fun. And, hey, if you like it, awesome. You know, give it a shot. Download it on Steam, play it, buy it from the website. But certainly there's a lot of hours of a lot of fun play. And I'm thinking maybe I'll start playing these the career mode, because you have to earn things. And it's not like Sandbox, which you can have access to any sort of technology. So, no, I might do that. We'll see. Still planning on going into doing Fishing Planet, but like I explained earlier, I've got to get back into that. But, you know, let's just be honest, guys. Nobody does drama better than Dave Rose. And when people are out there demanding drama, they cry out for Dave Rose, your first drama emperor. How can I just allow these calls to fall on deaf ears? It just would not be right now, would it? And, you know, like I said, I'm feeling a little saucy tonight, and it looks very likely that, yes, I'll be doing the drama. Only because it was demanded of me. But I wanted to do space all along. But, again, not going to force this either. Not going to, you know, increase. I'm trying to conserve my fuel as well. I don't want to increase. I could go faster in time warp by going in a higher altitude. And that would allow me to just get the game going faster and then, you know, do the intercept. But, you know, the whole purpose of this rocket was supposed to be one that is supposed to take... Again, I was trying to emulate the probably defunct... I mean, we're going to have to wait for this thing to finally launch, but the Constellation rocket that NASA is touting as, you know, their next big deal, blah, 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 Apollo, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, trying to make that work out. But, you know, even if I only have 7 people watching, I'm sure that most of them are actually interested in this sort of thing, as opposed to, you know, just being a bunch of trolls. But I know that if I was to do a drama stream, well, that I'd probably get at least 30 viewers, and most of them would be watching it too. So, or liking it, I should say. All of them would be watching, obviously. But let's see here. How long until our encounter? 72 days. So in about 15 minutes, it's only reduced by 3 days. Not a fan of it too much. So let's see here. Oh, hold on. Okay, so we've got, obviously, our rocket flying in orbit with our next stage here. A lot of fuel, xenon gas ready, and that's just from that. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I've accomplished because I will get to this asteroid, and I will crash into it, and I will utilize this new new craft utilizing xenon gas. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna wrap it up. Let me just do this. Actually, hold on. Quick save. Go back to the menu. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up the Kerbal play. I had fun, especially thinking of engineering this thing. Not gonna rush it because I want it done right. And yes, we will be crashing into that asteroid, a SP664, I believe it was. Regardless, we're gonna smash the shit out of it. But on that note, we will be concluding this episode of the gaming stream, episode 23. And don't be surprised if I end up going live soon when it comes to the drop. So, on that note, I am Devious Day Rose. I'm better than you, Scott and Tony, and you know it. And I'll see you next time.